This week's midweek Harambe repeat video twist. We had a notification from YouTube that the video was blocked in several countries.
Yeah, no, I got the notification as well. I consider that an achievement, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I feel like we've hit a bit of a milestone there. Like, no word of a lie either about this. We have been physically told we were blocked out of several countries for this, and it was all just because we included part of a clip when we played Safety Dance last week.
The Safety Dance. Apparently not all countries are, friendly with the Safety Dance.
Yeah, so, well, I guess they ain't no friends of ours.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, it's time for another edition of Harambe Headlines.
That it is.
So, as always, Twist, I'm bringing you some of the weird, absurd, and hilarious headlines that have recently been reported on in the mainstream media.
Excellent.
So our first headline of the evening. Mutant sheep has working mouth growing in ear.
That started off beautiful right there. Mutant sheep has a working mouth growing in its ear.
This is like something off a horror film, dude. Basically, this Turkish farmer was shearing his sheep, and then he found on the side of one of his sheep's heads a mouth with teeth, and it was salivating, and it had a swallow reflex. Sorry.
Wow, that is... So it's not some kind of weird science experiment gone wrong. This is just you.
It's just a mutation. It's happened. It looks like something out of John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah, I can imagine. That is... Maybe it is. Maybe it is The Thing.
It could be, dude. There's every possibility. There could be some kind of like shape-shifting...
Yeah, it's just got it slightly muddled up at some point there. But I mean, that's crazy. And it full-blown... I mean, I'm assuming it's not connected to anything or anything like that, but...
It's like it's behind the ear. It's only a tiny mouth, like. Yeah. It's not like a big gaping thing, but it's a working mouth, teeth and everything.
He's mad. I'm assuming we have a picture of it at some point.
Oh, yeah, no, even better, man. There is a video on the link I'm going to be posting up on Facebook, on the Facebook page, and it looks well eerie.
No, I can... That just looks creepy. So when you first said it, I thought, oh, man, is it going to be one of them sort of weird science experimenty things we've been... like we've stuck an ear on the back of a mouse. I was like, oh, man, what are we doing this time? But this is sort of completely natural... If you will,
as far as I'm aware, yeah, this is just a natural mutation that's taking place. But then again, you've had sheep built like born with two heads and stuff like that, and like 9 eyes.
It could be evolution trying to stick its finger in there, man. Just say, oh, would that help it? Yeah.
What would make sheep? More mouths.
Yeah, more mouths. I don't know. If the first mouth was out of commission, they can always just sort of,
Maybe it's a secret thing the veterinary, the veterinary people have been keeping quiet for all these years,
They can eat lying down. That'd be it.
Yeah. All this time when you're walking past a field full of sheep and you think there's a lamb there, it's not. You've got all these adult sheep going, meh, and then a tiny little lay mouse just going, meh. Really, lambs don't make any noise. It's just that's the back end that's a back end echo coming out the side of their head.
Oh, that's crazy, man. I need to see this. Crazy. It sounds eerie.
Yeah, there'll be a link coming up, like dropping up on the Facebook page shortly.
So I'm assuming this thing, other than the mouth, it is it's still a healthy.
Oh yeah, it's 100%. Full blown working sheep.
It's a working sheep.
It walks, it eats, and it mares.
I thought you were going to say it walks, it talks, it. Wow,
at least as far as if you think about it, this is the first sheep I've ever come across where it could possibly give you back chat. Oh yeah, that was terrible. Let's move on from something comical to something hilarious.
Brilliant.
Australian MP knocks himself out watching comedy programme.
How?
So Aussie MP Graham Perrett, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. It could be wrong, I don't know.
You could have butchered that.
But anyway, he was recently caught in the ultimate bad day moment.
Yeah.
Apparently he was watching TV, laughed at the wrong time while eating dinner, choked on his food, and as he ran to the kitchen, managed to hit his head off the kitchen island face on and full on KO'd himself.
Wow, that is just like a domino effect of chaos right there. That's my favourite type of chaos.
Now there is a photo of the after effects. For our midweek Harambe repeat viewers, it'll be appearing now. For our radio listeners, you're going to have to keep an eye out on the Facebook page when it drops, because there's a photo with the news article. I pulled this off, and he looks beaten. Like,
Is he done a number on himself?
Oh, man, he looks like he took a proper shot to the face.
So what did he run into then?
Like some people, I say some people, people that can afford a nice kitchen.
Like an MP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get like a central table in the middle.
Okay, yeah.
It's one of them that he's running, trying to just cosh his head off it. I'm assuming while choking he had his head down, and then just bang.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming, the direction, he had a vague idea of where he needed to get to. I don't. What do you find out what his intention? Why was he running? Where was he going?
He was choking.
Yeah. But I mean, do you tend to run around frantically when you're choking? Or?
Well, he ran into the kitchen. I'm assuming he was trying to hoof out whatever it was into the sink.
No, that makes sense. Drink. That also would make sense.
Yeah.
No, fair enough.
Or maybe he lunged himself at the kitchen island in an attempt to Heimlich himself, but misjudged it. I say misjudged it, underjudged it, and just ended up landing on his face instead.
So yeah, he jumped a little bit too far away.
All plausible possibilities in this situation, I suppose.
Oh man, I want him to. I want him to go on record and elaborate on this. I want to know how he's done that, because that just sounds amazing. I mean, that is a bad day, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You start off choking on your food, then you leg it into your kitchen. You could even potentially on the way to the kitchen stumble. That's possibly where it's happened as well. Bang, cost your head, knocked yourself out. I'm assuming. Well, obviously, it didn't continue to choke him whilst he was unconscious. Otherwise, I'm assuming we'd have a different.
I'm assuming it could have been a worse situation, but the further I read on the article, apparently his wife hasn't stopped laughing at him for it since it's happened. So I'm assuming it is just an innocent mistake in the degree that he has just somehow managed to face plant his own kitchen island and facially debilitate himself.
Oh, that's right. Well, if his wife can, just continually laugh, then we should be allowed to take the rip out of him for it. So that's
exactly.
Fine. I've got a clear conscience now.
As far as I know, Australian politics, they're actually pretty,
pretty laid back.
Yeah, as far as being able to just sort of speak broadly and take the mick out of each other.
Fair enough. I mean, obviously not to stereotype, but I don't think that's the general Aussies as a whole, really, aren't they? Seem pretty laid-back people, kind of like the Canadians.
Yeah, he's going to be shame, because there are a number of UK MPs who I wish would faceplant something.
There are a large number, but that again is a different kettle of fish, I suppose.
So, shall we have a quick interval?
Yeah, well, I'll say keeping with the theme of our unsung heroes, we've got Discord, Red Poppies. Enjoy.
So, for our midweek Harambe repeat, I've got something a little sad. It's a bit too sad to air on the radio, unfortunately, so I think I'll laugh you guys with it.
I'm not looking forward to this now.
Vancouver drug problem is so out of control that pigeons are building nests with used needles.
Whoa.
It's a grim sight, man.
It is, my thoughts on needles.
Yeah, when a local ecology is somehow affected this much by something you've never linked together, you've got to start questioning if it's not time to just burn the city to the ground and just start fresh. Like, these actual used hypodermic needles, the photo that I've come back and find that shows what's happened is in a sink, and it's being used as a nest with 3 eggs in it. I'm lost for words anymore. I'm not the biggest fan of pigeons.
No, I mean,
but this is just, sad that this is what...
It's sad on both ends, really, because, you think, you're not a fan of pigeons and everything, but, they could be doing harm to pigeons, and it clearly is doing harm to the environment, but also, as well, it's like, that's a lot of needles. That's a lot of needles for... I don't know what the population of Vancouver is, if I'm honest with you, but you would assume that... I'd hope that not everybody was doing it, so it would be sort of I'd say with all places, the minority of people that cause a problem. But that is a lot of needles that are being used,
For it to get to the point when pigeons are supplementing needles in place of twigs and other various things as well.
When needles become more easily accessible than sort of, trees,
yeah.
that's a bit...
you've got to kind of put your hand back a second and just be like, there is a surreal issue here, because that means they are more numerous than plant waves.
Yeah.
That's quite a ratio percentage shit.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'm no pigeon expert, I don't know how big they're nest are, but you see some, some of them, they use a lot of sort of twigs and a lot of interesting sort of things to it, hold them together and stuff, you're thinking, it's going to be a few hundred, a couple of, you're possibly touching the thousands there, that's, wow.
Yeah, it does look cool and it's like, however, think just how juiced off the tits all and pigeon chicks are going to be on board.
Massive heads.
I imagine from the moment they're born or hatched, they probably would never take a shit until they left the nest. They finally get to the point they plumage and then just take the ultimate heroin shit.
Yeah, that would just be straight to the balls constantly, just like flying around, it's like, yeah.
The most relaxed bird in the world. I don't know, maybe this is evolution finally going to 180 on pigeons.
Well, that's the theme of the night, isn't it? We've got evolution with mouths on the back of sheep, and now we've got pigeons that
I was about to say that we've got a bit of a Darwinistic issue with an Australian MP that face planted his own kitchen island.
Pigeons that decide to use needles and nests.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I've only just realised we do have quite a bit of a theme rolling this week, so next headline when we come back out of this will actually fit in quite nicely with how this is rolling out. I didn't even think about it when we're putting it all together.
Excellent. Well, it's a good thing you're rolling with a theme and everything like that, because, it just fits better, doesn't it, really?
Pure accidental.
Yeah, I believe we're about to come back in now.
Fair enough. We're back on air.
And that was Red Poppies by Discord.
So, our next headline of the evening, Twist. You'll enjoy this one as far as a bit of an odd one.
All right.
Scientists catch deer eating human remains. Now, let me just give you an overview out on this because there's a fair bit to take in on.
Okay.
I know there's a bit of a simplistic, realistic reason behind this. However, I will just start off with, when I first read this, my first initial thoughts were, it's finally happening, dude.
Oh, man,
the natures is turning against us. The herbivores are currently, they've turned on the humans, but...
There's a TV show on it, it's called Zoo, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically all the animals just turning against humanity, and then, well...
Well, unfortunately, not to put you down, it's not that surreal and to that degree, because it's not as horrific as you might think. It's not like somebody was killed and eaten by the deer.
No.
But all the same, it's still to a degree makes you think, Christ. But I'll expand for you all.
Okay.
So this was documented at a body farm. A body farm is a facility where cadavers are left out in the elements in order for them to study sort of the process of decay and decomposition.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Like the results are used a lot in forensic examinations and whatnot for comparable evidence and things.
Well, like time of death and everything like that.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Now, the facility have caught on camera a deer chewing on the ribcage of one of the cadavers. So, apparently the corpse had been in the woods since 2014.
Yeah.
It's sort of initially been stripped by vultures, and then over time it's been left and it's sat, and then you've caught on what I'm assuming, and it seemed a bit like a camera trap, was sort of a deer chewing away at the rib cage.
Yeah, so he's just having a bit of a I can't say my words, an investigatory sort of nibble on there.
Oh no,
this is good.
Well, there's going to be a link hitting the Facebook page with a photo showing this, because no doubt people are going to be sat there calling BS on this as though it could be some kind of satirical fake news and whatnot. Now, this isn't, unfortunately, I don't use Mashable or BuzzFeed as my sources for things. I do a bit of a route around. So I'm happy to state on the fact that this is a real thing, but the photo shows that it's just got a rib bone in its mouth.
Right, okay.
And it was just initially chewing away at the bone, and apparently this isn't the first time these things have happened, that some animals, while foraging around, that are herbivorous, do actually eat the bones of other animals and whatnot. So even animals you'd classify as being entirely plant-based feeding creatures don't all just eat plants. They'll actually eat other things as well. I suppose it's more fair. It's a nutritional thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know with that as well. I mean, it could also be based, and I could be wrong on it as well. But if sort of like, actually, with the, I believe it's horses where the teeth continually grow as well. Yeah, it could be sort of like, and they'll chew on, like branches or stuff like that as well. I'm assuming a human bone is quite tough, similar sort of thing.
The chewing on branches is more because they eat the bark.
Yeah, I don't know then, mate. Either way, suggestion. But that's I don't know. That's pretty interesting though. Pretty dark, but pretty interesting. I like the fact that it's just continue to chew on regardless. It's like, yeah, why not? Just sat there with a rib cage hanging out of its face. I'm looking forward to seeing this image. To be fair, it was kind of a bit grim. But,
so I'm going to round us off now with the last headline of the evening, because unfortunately that's all I had for that last one. However, I'm just going to go straight to the headline on this one.
Okay.
Man who slept next to his dead wife's body for 6 days recommends the experience.
Well,
so this is my favourite headline of the evening, Twist.
Clearly, yes. Yes, okay.
And it is right on par with the degrees of absurd which we champion for in this segment, I feel.
Oh, of course it is. Where's he from?
Britain.
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought it, would you? I could see it in your face as soon as I said that. You was a bit of a drop. You'd expect me to come out with somewhere a bit more exotic, or at the very least, America.
Yeah, I was kind of half expecting America, to be honest with you, mate. But wow, so that's us.
Yeah. However,
we are that.
Now, I will point out that it is stuff like this that it makes it hard for you to work out where the line is blurring between fact and crap. So I can understand a lot of the time when people are hearing the stories we're going on about on the show that they are thinking half behind themselves, is there any truth behind this?
Yeah.
But I feel I've done enough checking on this. Now, even weirder than the story itself, though.
Oh no, the story is pretty weird.
And as being a British man.
Well, yeah.
And not taking part, not being from the US for once. Now, he didn't particularly sleep with the body directly. The body was in a coffin in the bedroom.
Right.
So I'll give you an idea about this, a bit blunt. Right. So basically, apparently the guy's wife passed away after a 10-year battle with cancer, and the husband didn't want to hand her body over to the morgue, so he washed and dressed the body after placing it into what his family are calling a cocoon in their bedroom, which apparently was just a coffin, but they just don't like the word coffin.
Yeah, I'm assuming it'll be like some kind of like glass coffin-y kind of thing.
Possibly.
Not a coffin though. Cocoon.
Now, the husband was quoted as saying, "We have been fooled by TV and films into thinking there is something to be scared of about dead bodies." The husband even described the experience as being both beautiful and comforting.
I wouldn't say there was anything scary about a dead body. I mean, slightly unhygienic for starters. I don't imagine we smell too great once we pass.
Well, apparently he put incontinence pants on the body, and there was no foul smells or fluids. So I'm assuming that, like say, he only had it in there for 6 days, because from what apparently happened, after several days, they had they had several days of grieving and a home vigil, and then apparently
people come and see.
Yeah. And then apparently him and his children just loaded the body into the back of the Land Rover and then took it down to the crematorium.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, but apparently, as far as I'm assuming, because it was 6 days from the passing, I'm assuming that they probably got rid of the body just before the cusp of when all the weird he started to physically happen, because it's going to take a couple of days for stuff to break down first.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, not insulting the wife, but she's not going to remain beautiful for very long.
I imagine it would have been hard to sort of be around her after maybe 2 weeks may have been pushing it, and you'd be a bit like, the kisses just feel a bit more bloated than they used to.
That sounds gross, but I've seen, documentaries on people who maybe take it a bit, one or two steps further than just basically having them in the room and sleeping with them. I mean, that obviously just sounds like you know, I suppose that's sort of like having it as a, I don't really know what they call it, but where they do just leave it in the house for a few days and everything like that. So, and I guess in, you know, some countries, some more exotic countries, they probably do that as just normal thing. You know, it's family, they have a lot of close relations with them, keep them there for a while, and then, I know, is it Mexico where there's people that actually live in graveyards and things like that?
I believe it is, yeah, as well as in some parts of Africa, they have the full-blown, like, a body will be set up in sort of some natural position as part of the actual funeral arrangements, so people come and see the body and it's just sat there watching TV and something like that.
Oh, no, that would be it.
Fully dressed up and everything.
Yeah. Like human taxidermy. I know a lot of I know a lot of taxidermists do get asked, and this is where I thought it was, you know, coming from America, because, you know, the particular program I was on about was obviously some guy who took it a little bit too far, and won't go into what he did, but I'm fairly sure you can figure out what he was doing. Yeah, and you know, they had a couple of like taxidermies in there and said, you know, would it be possible? They were like, well, theoretically, yeah, it'd be very possible to, you know, actually taxidermy a human being. It's just the ethical, you know, sort of value of it, whether it's
acceptable or not to really do it. So he's more down to a cultural thing, really.
Well, I think that's most things, really. But either way, though, I mean, that's still pretty strange. I don't think I could do it, to be fair. I mean, you know, once somebody's gone, that's it.
Hang about. I'm expecting twist that upon my passing, you'll be arranging for my body to be frozen in a Superman costume in a specific positions in order for me to be able to be floated over the top of the town and thrown out of a moving airplane so I can land flat bang in the middle of the town centre and everyone will be like, Superman's just crashed and shattered.
That'd be amazing, but no, man, we're going out together on some kind of mad thing.
I ain't doing no suicide pact.
No. It's just going to be some mad adventure that we go on, man. You know what? I said, well, you were obviously there when we drove down to York. That was a crazy adventure.
Going straight through an S-bend.
Yeah.
And when I say straight, as in the actual physical, the straight.
Like that. Yeah. I appreciate the listeners couldn't see that, but it was basically...
Well, no, our midweek Harambe repeat viewers can see what's going on. But anyway, so that was everything we've got for you this week for the Harambe Headlines. If you want to check out the links for photos and whatnot from everything we've just covered on about, if you don't believe what I've just been telling you and you'd like a bit more evidence, check out facebook.com/Final Weekend Stand. There'll be links popping up there shortly to this evening, tomorrow, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. But you know what'll be happening on Wednesday? The next midweek Harambe repeat video on our Unsung Heroes of Rock YouTube channel.
Yeah, so you're pushing it if you hit Wednesday, really, aren't you?
Yeah, and you can find out by checking out our midweek Harambe repeat video what we were talking about during the interval track. Because as the radio listeners won't be aware of, stuff goes on behind the mics while it's muted, and the only place to find out what happens is on YouTube. So yeah, and if you're one of our midweek Harambe repeat viewers, subscribe to the channel. Just hit that subscribe button right there.